My name is Quan, and I'm a developer in Esri Maps for SharePoint team. And in this session, I'm going to be talking about extending Esri Maps for SharePoint. Scott Ball is my product manager, and he has a family emergency, so he won't be showing here. But he made a very good video to give you an overall talk about what is SharePoint and what is Esri Map for SharePoint and how this product fit into the big Esri Maps collection. Before I could go ahead and play his video, I want to do a quick survey here on who uses SharePoint. Okay, everybody. And SharePoint 2010, SharePoint 2013, SharePoint 2016. Okay, one guy. Okay. How many of you are considering yourself as a developer in SharePoint? Like write some JavaScript code using client object model. Okay. Okay. So this talk is about SharePoint and extending Esri Map for SharePoint, and I'm gonna play Scott's video. It's 7 minutes. Then after that, I will be focusing on extending Esri Map for SharePoint.
Hope you're enjoying Dev Summit 2017. I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Scott. I'm the product manager for Esri Maps for SharePoint. Sorry I can't join you there today. I'm back in Ohio taking care of a sick family member. But Quan here is going to give you a great demonstration of how to do extensibility within Maps for SharePoint. And I'm going to give you just a little bit of an overview about what Maps for SharePoint is, how it integrates into SharePoint, and then Quan's going to take it away. So again, thanks for coming, and I hope you enjoy. So before I hand it over to Quan, I do want to give a little bit of an overview of what Esri Maps for SharePoint is, how it integrates into Microsoft SharePoint, and how we think of it at Esri and how it plays into the WebGIS pattern. I'm sure you've seen this slide a few times this week already, if not before. And really what I want to cover on this slide is where we are today and where we've come from in the past. GIS really came from a desktop-based system where you would store files locally or with an own computer, and that's where your data would live. Then it moved into the server world where a lot of your GIS data would live on a server. You could access it from multiple different places, but it would still be on that server locally. And today we're moving into a WebGIS pattern, where your data lives in web maps, web scenes, and layers that can be accessible both on the web and on premises, on desktops, apps, tablets. However you may want to get to the data, you can get to it using this WebGIS pattern. So WebGIS really empowers teammates with functions. It allows you to take your work from desktop, bring it up into the cloud, and let everybody else throughout the organization access it however they like, whether they're using tablets, apps, or any of the other methods that you can access WebGIS. The one we're talking about today is Esri Maps for SharePoint. So again, it would be a way for people to access your GIS content that you authored and created and pull it into SharePoint and be able to see your GIS assets that way. So today we're talking about Maps for SharePoint. Maps for SharePoint is one of the apps for the office. We tend to think of our apps at Esri in a couple of different ways. We think of apps for the field, that includes things like Navigator, Workforce, Collector. We think about apps for the community, which is the open data setting, story maps, and crowdsourcing. And then we've got this category for the apps for the office, where it can really be used by people that are in the office to extend their workflows and analyze spatially. It's not really geared towards the GIS professional, but it's geared towards everybody within the company. And so when we think about apps for the office, these are things that raise the productivity of individual office workers. They do that by being very easy to use. They have to be able to be you might be able to extend your workflows into other areas of the organization. So today is about Esri Maps for SharePoint, and I want to talk about how it integrates into SharePoint. So what we're looking at now is we're looking at a SharePoint site page, and we're looking at a custom list. So the first way that Maps for SharePoint really gets in there and enhances SharePoint itself is through custom lists. And so with a custom list, we can geo-enable that if you have location information. So once you run that through what we call a locate workflow, your SharePoint content becomes geo-enabled, and we can bring it onto your homepage through our map visualization called our Esri Map web part. So you can geo-enable SharePoint content once it runs through the locate workflow, can be shown on our Esri Map visual. On the Esri Map visual, you can also load content from ArcGIS, and this gets back to the web GIS pattern that I was talking about. Anything that you've shared out to your ArcGIS organization can be brought into this map visual inside SharePoint. Maps for SharePoint really interfaces with SharePoint in 5 ways. Those 5 ways start off with 3 ways in visualization. We have our Esri Maps web part, which I just showed you. We have our Esri Maps location field, which shows you the location of each one of your rows once they've been geo-enabled. And we have Extensibility, which allows you to really fine-tune the look and feel and behavior of the Esri Maps web part that we provide. That's really what Quan is going to focus on mostly today, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that talking about it. We also have workflows, and workflows go on behind the scenes, whereas visualizations are the front end, user-facing pieces. These workflows run on behind the scenes, and we have 2 of them. We have the Esri Maps locate workflow, and the locate workflow looks at your lists and can geo-enable your lists if you have location information in your lists. We also have the Esri Maps connect workflow, which allows you to connect to external databases. So if you have your information in SQL Server, for example, you could set up the Esri Maps connect workflow to connect to that SQL Server. Geo-enable the information coming from that SQL Server and allow it to be displayed in your Esri Maps web. So again, quick high-level overview. Those are the 5 ways that we integrate into SharePoint. And now I'm going to turn it over to Quan, and he's going to focus on extensibility and show you how you can really get the most out of Esri Maps for SharePoint by tweaking the behaviors, by tweaking the tools that you want to show, by being able to write new tools within your Esri Maps for SharePoint web part. So Quan, take it away.
Okay, since everyone uses SharePoint, I'm gonna skip this slide, and I will just add some complement statement about the Esri Map for SharePoint. As Scott mentioned, we support 5 primary components. SharePoint is a very, very extensible platform. So the way Esri Map for SharePoint works is we extend SharePoint in our own way. We provide the geocoding workflows. SharePoint lets you to create custom workflows. So we create Esri custom workflows that can work on top of lists to geocode lists and generate coordinates or geometries to bring the spatial data from ArcGIS Online to SharePoint. And those geocoded results will be permanently saved in your SharePoint environment. We provide several visualization options. We provide the location field, so you can visualize the list item on a map individually. And we provide the map web part. SharePoint can let user to create custom web part. We create a map web part, which can allow you to add data from SharePoint. You can visualize your list on a map. You can also add data from ArcGIS Online, so you can view your data and ArcGIS Online data side by side. And we also provide our own extensibility story. That's what I'm going to focus today. Just a quick some screenshot about the 5 components. We have the locate workflow, and the locate workflow exposes a locate workflow wizard, and it will ask you information about your list. Your list may contain some fields that reveals the location somehow. It can be address, it can be parcel ID. Then we just grab those information and run the workflow on the server side, and the server side workflow will query the geolocator in ArcGIS Online and bring coordinates information back to the list. This is the visualization options. We have a special field type called Esri Map location, and once you add this field to your list and map the X and Y to X and Y, we can visualize the list item individually with the help of a map. You can also geocode and reverse geocode your data in your list item editing page, and we can bring the SharePoint list to a web part. So let me talk about extending Esri Map for SharePoint. Esri Map for SharePoint, the client side was written using JavaScript, and we use Esri JavaScript API and SharePoint JavaScript API. And in SharePoint world, the JavaScript API is called client-side object model in JavaScript. So you see the global, a big picture of the language stack. We have the Dojo on the bottom, which was the foundation of the JavaScript API. Then we have the JavaScript API from Esri. Then we have our own SDK and classes for you to extend what we have provided in Esri Map for SharePoint. What we are extending? Well, this is the default look and feel about the map web part. And the way you extend Esri Map for SharePoint is by adding your own tools, behaviors, and symbol sets that you can use to interact with the layer. The layer could be a SharePoint layer, a layer from SharePoint list. The layer could be a ArcGIS Online layer. And we have several tool containers. You can place the tool in any of these containers. We have the menu tool container. We have the map contents tool container. We have the map tools container, layer manual tool container, pop-up tool container. I will show you an example of a pop-up tool, a layer tool, and a map behavior. And also a select tool container. Once you have your tool implemented, we have a UI exposed for you to specify what tools goes to what place. In order to extend Esri Map for SharePoint, you are going to provide what we call an extension pack. The extension pack is composed of 3 components: tools, the second is behaviors, the third is picture marker sets. Tools is something you implement that invokes a logic of your own interest. It can interact with a layer, a given feature, or an entire map. Behavior is basically an event-driven mechanism. You specify what event you are interested, and you can add your own logic that will be listening to the event when it happens. The event could be a map event or a layer event. So you can do something like when layer X changes, you want to do something of your own, you can do that by providing a customized behavior implementation. And for visualization purpose, you may have your own icons and pictures, and they may fit more in your visualization need. So you can provide a picture marker set with all your icons. Then you can use those icons to symbolize your layer. The layer could be either SharePoint layer or ArcGIS layer. And the extension pack just combine them together and specify all of them using a manifest file. The manifest file lists is self-explanatory. It lists all the tools, behaviors, and picture marker sets, and their location and the implementation of those bits. I will show an example of the extension pack manifest file. So before I jump to the tools, let's see what extension pack looks like. it's a zip file. You have to zip it. You have to zip all your things into a single file. Then you upload it into your SharePoint environment. But before you zip it, this is the whole extension pack. It has a manifest.json.txt. This file is a JSON file, and it lists the name of your extension, some description, and this will be displayed in our management page of the extension packs. Then we have the tool collection, behavior collection, and picture marker set collection. And it's just arrays of the things that you provide. You need to provide the location of the implementation of those things. So we have a SP search tool, a map info behavior, and a picture marker set called custom symbols. So along with this manifest file, I have the tools folder which contains the implementation of the SP search tool. I have the behavior folder which contains the map info behavior. I have the picture marker set symbols. That contains several icon pictures. So once this is in place, you upload the whole thing to SharePoint. Then our malware part can recognize, will read this manifest file and know what it contains. Then you can choose to add those tools, behaviors, and use the pictures when you need them. So let's go ahead and see how two behaviors and picture marker set are specified. Tool is just a simple Dojo module, and you need to extend it from a base class that we provide for you called underscore tool. And most of the time, you're going to implement a method called execute. And that method contains your own business logic. And the tool has an initialize function. It will be called by our code. When the function is called, we pass in the app instance, which represents the entire app part. And with this app instance, it has a property called map. Then the map is exactly the instance of the Esri map. So if you are familiar with the Esri JavaScript API, you can interact with the map from it. The same thing happens on the behavior. Behavior, we provide an underscore behavior class. You just need to inherit from the class. And it has two subclasses. One called layer behavior, the other called map behavior. If you want to do something with the map, you just inherit from the map behavior, and you implement an event name. The event name is the specific event you are interested in when that event happens. When that event happens on the map, our code will call execute, and you put your business logic there. And we also have an app passed in for you. So when the behavior module is initialized, you have the access to the app instance. And from that app instance, you will have the access to the map object. Then you can interact with it. So this is an example of showing how to create a customized behavior. We have the underscore map behavior class from Esri Maps package. You declare you just implement your own behavior, inheriting from the underscore map behavior, and say you're interested in a map click. Then in execute, you just do a simple alert. So when this behavior is added to our map web part, every time you click the map, this execute function executes. And you can also create your picture marker set. That is a folder of pictures, and you just list out the folder, the name of each icon, the path of each icon, looking like this. You define two Esri picture marker symbol. The most important information are URL. It can be from your extension pack. It can also be from someone else, as long as it is globally accessible. And you put the width and height, offset. Those are properties from a Esri picture marker set, picture marker symbol property. So then we put everything together in a manifest file. This is another example of the manifest file. It has a tool collection, tool array, behaviors array, picture marker sets array. The tools array has to, every element in the tools array must have the location. That's the implementation of the tool. For the picture marker set, we have an entry point of the location, which is another description of what is in your picture marker set. The examples are here. Symbols. Yeah, here I define I define 6 or 7 pictures. They're all defined in the custom symbols.json.text. So in the root level of the manifest file, I would say the location of my first. We can have more than one picture marker set. My first and the only picture marker set location is here. So once you have your extension pack ready, you should tell Esri Maps for SharePoint where to find this extension pack. And our code will find the manifest file and parse it. Then we know what tools, behaviors, and the picture markers are available in the extension pack. So there are 3 options to let SharePoint know about the extension pack. You can either upload a zip file. That's the most convenient way. When you say upload, you just specify the location of your zip file, and we will upload the entire zip file to SharePoint environment and extract the content and save it within SharePoint. This is for production use, but may not for debugging purposes. If you want to debug your things, you may want to link from an address, and you can just get a web server and host your manifest file and your tool behavior implementation in your web server. It can be IIS, it could be Apache. Then you can modify code there, and that's easy for you to debug your code. Once your code is production ready, you can zip everything as a zip file and use upload option to load your extension pack. I will do a demo of using the upload option. And we have the extension pack management page. From there, you can upload extension pack. You can check what are existing extension pack and what are the tools, behaviors contained in it. So here is a screenshot showing we have 3 extension pack. And you can click on the icon to go into it to see what is contained in that extension pack. So I have a 3 sets extension. It has a very long description. So this description actually is specified in the manifest file. So you can put HTML snippet. You can even insert a YouTube video or some HTML formatted description to tell people what is contained in the extension pack. So let me put everything together by doing a big demo. So this is the extension pack management page. It is available in the site settings. I have created a site collection called DS2017, and I installed our product on it. After you activate the feature containing of solution, you have a whole session here for you to configure the product. And one of the link is called Manage Extensions. When you click on it, it will list all the extension packs that has been uploaded so far. You can see some description here, and you can click on it to see what's contained in the extension pack. If I click on the Dev Summit, it goes to the extension pack page. It lists exactly what I specified in that manifest file. It contains 1 search tool, 1 mouse behavior, and a simple set. And the tool can have the description, the title, behavior can have description, title, all are defined in the manifest file. Label, description, label, description. We also show the thumbnail of the custom symbols. You can upload more than 1. So just imagine if you have a very big extension pack with 5 tools, 2 behaviors, and 6 picture marker set, you will see more tiles here. So this is a Dev Summit demo extension pack. We also have a Redfin Search extension pack. It contains only 1 tool, but no behavior, no symbol sets. we can detect that and only show the things contained in the extension pack. So let me show how I upload this extension pack. Go to settings, go to manage extensions. Let me delete this extension pack. Remove. So let me re-upload this extension pack. Click upload and find the zip file. Just upload it. Once the extension pack is uploaded, it'll go to the detailed page showing you the content. So how can we use the extension pack in the malware part? So let me go ahead and create a page and insert a malware part. I go to the site pages, create a new wiki page, call it demo, create. Then I will add a web part from Esri Maps category. This is the malware part we provide. And I'll go to the edit mode of the web part. This is the default look and feel. And you can see all the two containers, the map to container, layer to container. I haven't added any layer here. Let me just add one from SharePoint. And here we have a gear icon. This icon is used for you to add your tools, behaviors to this malware part instance. So you click on it. It shows all the current tools that we provide out of the box. And you can pick up the tool container and click on the add sign. For example, I have a Redfin search tool from the Redfin search extension pack. It is a pop-up tool. So I click the pop-up tool container. We already have those out of the box pop-up tool, but I want to add my own extension, my own tool, which does a very good Redfin search. I have a search tool that I implemented for this demo. I will put it in the map tool collection tool container. So click add. It's from the Dev Summit search tool. And I have a behavior, which is a map info behavior. I click on the behavior. We have out-of-the-box behavior, and add the behavior from Dev Summit mouse behavior. You may notice that we offer the entire product in terms of out-of-the-box extension packs. So if you click here, you will see Esri Map SharePoint, Esri Map SharePoint X, and the Esri Map X. Those are the 3 extension packs we provide, and they are the backend for the functionality of the malware part. So we are also the user of extension pack too. Okay. So the map accent behavior is already working right now. Every time you change the map accent, it's going to update the X and Y and level. I'm going to show you the code in a minute. Let me click OK and save. Let me run the other 2 tools to show you what they can do. Then I will delve into the code. So by moving around, you will see the X and Y and level are changing every time the map action changes. That's exactly specified by the map behavior. If you click on a feature, we show the pop-up, and those tools are out-of-the-box pop-up tools, but we have a Redfin search pop-up tool, and what it does is just pick up the zip code information from the place you clicked and concatenate that string with the Redfin URL and open a new tab to give you a feel about how what is the house price on that area. For the search tool, this one is a little more complicated because this tool I used the SharePoint client object model to query to do a SharePoint search. So if you type a keyword, it will find all the documents and documents only. It will find all the documents that contains the Esri word in it. And you can also do a spatial search by drawing a rectangle. It will find all the documents within that area. I will show you how this is done in code. So let's dig into the code. I will start by the map info behavior. So this is the map info behavior. As you can see, I get the base class underscore map behavior, and this behavior it inherits from this one. And I'm interested in the action change, so I specify the event name to be action change. And in the initialize, the app will be passed in. And this is the chance that I can get an instance, I can get the map instance from here, map.mapManager.map, and this is actually the instance of the current map we are dealing with. So it is an instance of the Esri map. So you can call get layers, zoom in, zoom out, change accents, get the center, all kind of thing. We assign this value to underscore map, so this behavior instance can always know the map instance. Then we call execute once. Then every time action changes on the map, this execute will be called automatically. So if I put a breakpoint here, I just pan the map, this will be called. And here we do nothing but get so it calls format map center info, and we pass in the map. And when we go to here, we call map.accent.getCenter. We get the latest center of the current map accent, and we convert the coordinates from map marker to coordinate. Then we construct a string and format it a little bit by using this template. Then actually this method returns the formatted string. Then we just assign the string value to the inner HTML of a DOM. This DOM is injected to the DOM when the behavior initializes itself. It is actually here. So if I zoom again, pan again, the execute is called again. So this is the map behavior. For the reference search, when you click this icon, the execute, also this is the reference search source code. It inherits from the underscore tool, and it has the execute function. You only need to modify the execute function. And from the initialize function, we get the app instance passed in, and we can say when the selection changes, and we get the current selected feature, which is the feature you clicked on. We assign that to a underscore graphic. Then we can even set the visibility of the tool based on the geography type. We only do this if it is a point. So when I click on this tool, the execute will be called. Then we have this underscore graphic. It represents the feature I just clicked on. Then if you know the graphic API in Esri JavaScript API, you can get the attribute of the feature you clicked on. You can get the geometry. So what we do here is we get a copy of the attribute, and this is the attribute of the feature I just clicked on. If it contains anything like zip code, we grab the information. If the feature has no zip code information, we grab its geometry. We do a reverse geocoding by querying a geocode server. But here, I think we know the geocode. Yeah, it's 14620. So it will go to show red thing. And show red thing just do window open in a new tab with the concatenated URL. And it will open this. Let me add another layer which has no zip code information. Oh, this one has zip code. US cities, maybe. Okay. Yeah, this one only have the city name and the state abbreviation. So it has no zip code. So if I click on it, we still go to here, Then we try to find the zip code. We find nothing. It's undefined. Then it will go to here. And you see we get its geometry. Then we do the reverse geocoding. It will get the address of that location. And if the address has a port, okay, we get the place I clicked on is zip code 58501. So we're still calling show red thing for 58501. This area is not in their territory, so it won't show it. But that's not our fault. The third tool is the map search, the document search tool. The document search tool. It actually invokes a widget, and the most of the code goes into the widget. So once I click the tool, it go to the tool execute function again. This tool inherits from the underscore tool, and it also inherits from the show widget mixin. So it will have a method called place widget. In execute function, we implemented the search widget, and we construct the instance of the search widget. And in initialize, we get a copy of the app. So later on in the execute, we can always get the app instance, then we can get the map instance. Then in here, we pass in the map instance to the search widget. We pass in the layout to it, then we say place widget. So this will go to the search widget. Search widget is just a dojo widget. So in the post create, we add the event lesson on the button click and the key up in the text box. And we initialize our draw tool if we user want to use the spatial search. So once I type a keyword and hit enter, we are not looping through all the documents. We are actually calling the search engine of SharePoint to get those documents, to get the search result. So the button click event handler is in the search, passing the keyword. So if I hit enter, the search keyword is actually called Esri because I put Esri. And in here, you will see some client-side object model code. We initialize Microsoft SharePoint client search query. We set the query text by using the original keyword plus some conditional, plus some extra condition. And this is the SharePoint search keyword syntax. Basically, it says, just narrow down my search result to include only a document. Because if you don't include this, there are lots of other things called Esri will be shown in the result page. So after this, the search query text becomes keyword plus this extra condition. Then you initialize a search executor. We are interested in those managed properties. Then I say execute my search. And when it returns successfully, we will go to the successful callback, and then we will resolve the search result. And this will go to render search result. And in here, we have 9 searchable items showing, and they correspond to 9 documents. And here, we just use some plain JavaScript code to construct the DOM that will show the 9 document, like this. And if you do a spatial search by drawing a rectangle, then we use the draw tool powered by Esri API. So when I say click search area, the draw tool is activated. Let me put the breakpoint. Oh, I already put the breakpoint. Okay. This will find nothing because I draw in nowhere. You find nothing. But if I draw, let me put the breakpoint in the draw end. Yes. If I draw an area in California because I know there was some document there. Oh, let me zoom to that area. Draw search area. Oh, I have to enable my breakpoint. Okay, draw end. In the draw end, we first draw the thing that we draw on the map. So we add a rectangular graphic with the draw geometry and a predefined field symbol. Then we convert the geometry from web locator to 4326 the geographical coordinate, and in here we get the min max of the rectangular, and this is something that let me run one more line of code. So the keyword is actually the search keyword. And this is the SharePoint search syntax. The Esri shape Y and Esri shape X are two managed properties. And in order for this search query to work, you have to pre-configure your SharePoint search engine to create those two managed properties. And those ... is just a concise way to say this has to be greater than this value and lower than this value. And those two values are actually coming from the action that I just draw. So by drawing a spatial rectangle, the keyword becomes something like this. And then we say set map action to that area, then call render search result. We call underscore search using the keyword. So when we go to the keywords, it's looking like this. Then we still add this extra condition to narrow down the result to be only document. So here, the search the query text should be original keyword plus this one. Then the rest are the same. Use search executor on the current site, display these managed properties, execute my query. Then it will go to the successful callback. Then we will call render. So when this search returns, we will call render results, and it will show maybe 6 rows, 6 documents that match that special accent. And here we do something more. We not only show the documents in here, we also show the document location on the map. So there was say if is geo enabled, depending on do we have a matched managed property for the searched item, if they contain X and Y, that means this document is geo enabled. So we construct a point, pass it in the geometry, a document symbol, and we even have a customized info template to show the lat and long and tags. So you'll see the documents, and if you click on it, it shows the pop-up, and it will contain the tags. And the tags is actually coming from the SharePoint. If you see the geo docs, and each document, some of them are tagged. For example, the o.docx is tagged with the word OA. So if you check this document and view its properties, it's actually tagged with the word OA. So this is a little complicated example showing we can combine the Esri JS API and SharePoint client object model, the search API, to search items in SharePoint and display on the map and display information coming from SharePoint, for example, the tags. And you can define more tools, behaviors to meet your own business logic need. So with that being said, I think that's everything I want to say. Here is our roadmap. Our currently released version is 4.1, and we're working on we are working on a release that will be released somewhere in the middle of this year, and we are targeting support for SharePoint 2016, and we will be using the latest JavaScript API. At this moment, it's 3.20, and we will support the Polo 10.5 and vector tile-based maps. And we also have a user experience program. So you can choose opt-in or opt-out this program. Basically, we want to see how our product is used by the user, and we will collect the user behaviors and send those usage logs to our server for analysis. So we know how each component is used. So that helps us to make a future development plans. We are also working on a very big feature. It may not be the next release, but maybe the release after the next release. It's a tagging search. Because SharePoint is used in a way that people upload their documents so people can search it, and so we can share documents within an organization. You can quickly find document you want. You can drag and drop. What we are focusing on is you drag and drop the document and link them to the features in our maps. For example, you have a bunch of parcel documents and you want to link them with the parcels. You just need to drag and drop to the parcel polygons. And in the future, you click on the polygon, we will find those documents. And even the documents who contains the parcel name in their content, we can find all of them. So the search and the tagging part is assisted by a map. That's what we are focusing on. With that being said, I think that's all I want to say, and we do appreciate if you can fill out the survey using your app. And I have about 10 minutes for questions. Yeah.
Okay, first, when you talked about adding search to your system for drag and drop, are you going to use OSS search, or are you going to use the default Enterprise Search Center?
Enterprise Search Center. We will extend. First, we have two ways to extend it. First, we will extend the default search center by adding a new result page. So all searchable items you see will become accompanied with a map. The second is we will have a new web part that is targeted only for search and tagging. Then you can add layers to that part. Then you can drag and drop. We have a UI showing all the documents you want to tag. You can tag single documents. You can batch tagging documents. You just drag and drop them to the map. And we will extract the information from the feature where the document is dropped into and use those words to tag the document. And that part also has a search tool, so you can click on the map and show the result, show the searchable result in the panel. That's what I'm working on. Yeah.
The current version or the previous version of Map SharePoint, it's like Silverlight.
Silverlight is, we are halfway into the deprecation of Silverlight web part. You cannot, if you install the latest product, you will find out you do not have the Silverlight option anymore. So a moment ago, I was adding the web part to the page. And if you edit the web part and you say, I want to add something to the web part, Silverlight web part is not there. But if you have pre-existing Silverlight web part in your existing pages, and they are created by our previous maybe 3.0.1 release, if you have page looking like that, you can still load them, but you just cannot create new ones. And we are working on finally deprecating Silverlight, because Silverlight is not even supported by default in Chrome. You have to turn on some feature in order for Silverlight to work. And Silverlight is a fat client technology. You need to install plugin. And HTML5 and JavaScript can achieve the same rendering level of Silverlight. So we consider. Yeah. Okay.
Another question, like the search tool is actually very close to what you want.
Oh, no. This is far from what we are going to offer.
Yeah, I understand. Is that code available in some form that we can actually build on it?
This code is, we have some, let me see. Yeah, here. This is our official documentation page. And if you go to the Esri Maps web part, and you click on Extend. We have a whole section talking about how to create tools, behaviors, naming conventions, picture marker sets, how to upload extensions, stuff like that. That's basically what I said today. We also have a samples page, and you will see the constraint extent. It contains a behavior that disallow user from moving away from the extent that you are interested. So if you zoom to some other area, you are forced to zoom back, something like that. It contains some good examples of the tools and behaviors. Yeah. The search. The search. This we cannot share it with you. Well, it's what we have is completely different from this one. Yeah, you can take pictures.
Back up. Let me take some pictures.
Let me back up and let you take pictures. Okay. I will highlight the part that related to the client object model call. Widgets, tools. Okay, SP search widget. Yeah, this part is about the client-side object model query. What we are going to offer is far more powerful than this one. This one don't even have a properly UI design. This is only for demonstration purpose. Here is some of thing you can Google. Then this is a client object model call. You use client object model call to issue a search query. Yeah. So this part touches SharePoint API. This uses the SharePoint client-side object model API, which under the hood calls the REST API. Yeah. So if you are familiar with SharePoint REST API, you can even call SharePoint REST API to issue the search query. So the point of extending Esri Map for SharePoint is if you have enough knowledge on Esri Map API and SharePoint API, either REST API or a encapsulated API like client-side object model, you can basically create a thing looking like this and even create a thing better than this because the extensibility capability we offer. I'll talk to my product manager, and in the next release, we may put this simple widget to here, to the samples collection.
That would be really helpful.
Okay. I cannot make the call. I have to ask them.
Why you grin? Why is he grinning? I understand that there's no timeline for the next.
The next release is definitely this year, but I cannot guarantee a determined deadline, but we are looking at somewhere around UC. And
UC is the version that just supports like SharePoint 2016.
a bunch of other things. The things we target for the time the UC release.
With the geotagging?
No. Also, the geotagging is something you are looking for very much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to tell my boss. Yeah. Okay.
The release containing the geotagging and search is not.
It's we plan to have two releases, and the one contains we plan to. So what I said is not subject to change. Okay, we plan to have a release around UC, and during UC we will have a premium to show the search and tagging thing, and we may have a tech preview after UC, but this is subject to change.
We can fix those other issues that I was talking about with installation.
Yeah. Yeah, we are aware of that thing. We are working on it. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much. Please appreciate if you can fill out the survey. That will really help us to make this product better. Thank you.